All right. Hello, beautiful people out there in video land. It's Julie Alexander. I'm one of the summer box reviewers, and I am coming to you with my very first product review from the summer box from Sabbatical Beauty. And the product that I am reviewing today is the one non-face product in the box, and that is the Bamboo Dry Shampoo. Zoom it in here on the camera. I'm like no sense of direction. There it is. The Bamboo Dry Shampoo. Okay, so I am going to wait for a few folks to get here and get started, but if you are watching on the YouTube channel, on the replay, I'm really glad that you're here, and if you are going to be joining me on the live, glad you're here too. Let's see who is in the house. I mean, in my house, it's like me and my family, but in the like metaphorical house that is this Facebook Live, let's see who's here. All right, who's here? Let's check it out. All right. Hi, Natalie. Thank you very much. Yeah, I put this makeup on at like 8 o'clock this morning, and it is 8 o'clock now, so it's still going strong. I am impressed. These are some new products I'm actually wearing on my eyes today. Thank you. And it was hot today. Oh my gosh. It was like in the 80s today, but it really felt a lot hotter just because it was very humid. I sweat the moment the temperature like creeps above 71. So my face is a bit shiny, and it's not oil, it's actually, I'm sweaty. So a little bit of oil in my T-zone, but mostly I'm sweaty. I do use a primer on my eyelids. I am testing a new eye primer right now. I always prime my eyelids when I put eyeshadow on. I've just found that to be giving me the best results no matter what kind of eyeshadow I'm using. I use different kinds of primers, but for every day I have used for many years I used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I still believe that's one of the best ones you can find. Hi, Adeline. But I also recently had an eye infection, had to throw away a ton of my eye makeup, which made me very sad, but it did afford me the opportunity to try a new eye primer, and so far it's done pretty well. I'm gonna grab my hand mirror here and see if I can look at myself a little more closely. Well, yeah, it didn't crease or anything. That's a testament to the makeup and also to the primer, but yeah, I am very pleased with how this primer held up my eyeshadow today. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. Pretty good. Look at that. Oh man, we're entering infinity. Look, oh my God. Oh, it's a wormhole. Oh boy. Okay. I just like to goof around. I'm excited because this was my last day. I actually had to go into work for the semester. So tomorrow I'm free as a bird, except for that huge pile of grading. Anyway, yes, thank you very much. Natalie said she liked the mirror. Hi, Darcy. My mirror is a hand mirror from Kat Von D. I'm a big Kat Von D fan. Big fan of Kat Von D's makeup. She makes some of my favorite makeup products of all time, and I really like the style that she brings to the products and the packaging she designs. So big fan of Kat Von D. And yes, yay to the end of the semester. I'm celebrating with another, drink here, my Polar Seltzer and Cherry Pomegranate. Again, my favorite. Whoop. Hi, Debbie. Cheers. Cheers for Polar Seltzer. Polar Seltzer is the bomb. I also have, I'm not going to put it up on, well, maybe I should just show you because in the interest of sharing everything here. Oh, Tangerine LaCroix is bomb as well. I brought my dinner up with me because I was cooking right before I had to come up for this. I was like running out of time, but I was so hungry. So I like brought my bowl of like chicken teriyaki that I made up here too. I'm not going to eat it on camera, I promise, but yay. So that's hashtag real life for you guys. Oh man, I wish you could too, though. I bet you have a lot of really great drinks in Singapore. Tang, that is, yeah. But like I said the other day, we love our seltzer. Our seltzer is the bomb. Yeah. And I made this chicken teriyaki for dinner tonight, and it's like the easiest thing in the world. Just cut up chicken breasts and marinate them for a little while, and then I make some rice in my rice cooker, and I make some teriyaki sauce. You can just like make whatever kind of teriyaki sauce recipe you like, and then I sauteed some snow peas from the grocery store just till they were a little bit done. And then I also, here's a dinner hack for you. If you're trying to cook Asian and stir fry, but you don't have time to chop up a lot of stuff, get a bag of coleslaw mix. That's just like the carrots and the green cabbage and, you know, maybe the red cabbage. Just pre-shredded coleslaw mix. You can find it in the grocery store salad area, and saute that for a few minutes till it wilts, and then throw that on top of your rice with any other vegetables that you have cut up, and then put your meat on there, and then throw some sauce on there. Boom, it's so fast. I mean, I love cooking, but sometimes I just don't have time to chop everything up, and I'm like starving, so yes, very easy meal. All right, cool. So it's like 8:06. We got 11 folks on here. Hi, everyone. So great to see you. So I am really excited today because I am reviewing Sabbatical Beauty's Bamboo Dry Shampoo. Let me like turn it so it faces the camera kind of. Okay, cool. And it comes in this little jar that is like a powder jar, and that makes sense because the Bamboo Dry Shampoo is in powder form. This is 10 milliliters. And I'm not gonna like turn it forward when I open it up because it'll spill out, but this is, when you open up the cap on the inside, I'm not sure if you can really see, but there is a little sifter and the powder shampoo kind of comes out there. So that is how you get it. I'm still working on like the best way to kind of like get it back into the sifter. I've had that struggle with powders my whole life, but it is in there. The scent is quite amazing. It smells exactly like the Bamboo Foaming Cleanser, which is also in the summer box. So it has that very fresh, herby, but like not too herbal, not that medicinal herbal scent, which I like that scent too, but this is different. It's very fresh. It smells like a rainstorm in Technicolor. Does that make sense? Like a rainstorm turned up to 11. That's the scent of the Bamboo. I'm gonna take a whiff. I wish I could make my like laundry detergent smell like this, so all my clothes would smell like this. Someone get on that. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna put the cap back on because I'm gonna tell you about the ingredients. This contains arrowroot powder, tapioca powder, bamboo powder, cornstarch, and fragrance. So, all of these powders are awesome because they're all very absorbent. Arrowroot powder and tapioca powder are things that I use actually in my cooking because I try to cook paleo a lot. But one thing I know about arrowroot is that it can be a substitute for cornstarch because it has those same sort of properties, and there's cornstarch in this too. So you have like a combination of like 3 or 4 different powders that can do the job of a dry shampoo. So does anyone here use dry shampoo regularly? Okay, a couple people. Okay, cool. I too use dry shampoo. Hi, Marissa. Hi, Madeline. I use dry shampoo regularly. And if you've never used dry shampoo before, I don't know if anyone watching this now or later will have ever used dry shampoo before, but I'm gonna talk a little bit about what it is because this is kind of a unique product to have in the summer box because everything else is pretty much for your face. So, oh, great. Okay, so Madeline's never used it before. Cool. So let me tell you a little bit about dry shampoo. So I don't know all that much about hair. I struggle to style my hair. I struggle to do just basic stuff with my hair. I don't really know anything about like developers or any of that stuff. But as you can see, my hair is silvery gray, and this is not my natural color. It's like a steel gray right now, but this is all dyed. And hi, Quinn, nice to see you. And what is challenging about having hair that's sort of a bright, non-traditional color is that it washes out really fast. Now, I have a couple of products that I use to help preserve the color, but I still, because of the fact that my hair is bleached, and it was bleached to a very light tone in order to get the silver to be vibrant. So I've got bleached hair under here, and that bleaching takes a lot out of your hair. So if you want to, you know, have that, you do need to take special care of your hair so that it doesn't, you know, get fried and fall out and all that good stuff. That's not good stuff, that's bad stuff. So to that end, what this has to do with dry shampoo, I only wash my hair every 3rd day, just about. Sometimes I go longer than that, I try not to, but I don't wash my hair, like, let's see, the last time I washed my hair was Saturday night, and I probably will not wash it tonight, I'll probably wash it tomorrow. But that's fine, but when you do sort of stretch the time between washings with your hair, sometimes it can get oily. A lot of people probably know that. So there was such a thing as dry shampoo that was created, and I'm sure that this has been something that lots of people have been doing for many, many years, but it's only now sort of been commodified and made into products. Putting absorbent powders and stuff into your hair to absorb the oil can make it look less greasy and weighed down in between washing. So that's basically what a dry shampoo does. There are different kinds of dry shampoos on the market, and most of them, a lot of them are in spray bottles or in spray cans. So I'll show you one that I have. This is Batiste Instant Hair Refresh Dry Shampoo. They got a lot of different scents for this. Batiste is like the granddaddy, grandmama of all of the dry shampoos as far as I know. They've been around a really long time. You can get them a lot of places. And basically, you spray it. It's an aerosol can, which is not great. But you spray it on your hair to get some of that absorbent powder in your hair so that it can absorb the oil and your hair doesn't look as greasy. So I've been using that for a long time, but I never used any dry shampoo that was not actually in a spray bottle, and I wasn't quite sure how that would work. Hi, Foon. Hi, Natalie. Hi. Nice to see you. So when I saw that the dry shampoo was in the summer box, I was really excited because I wanted to try one that was in a different form, one that wasn't a spray bottle, and one that, and of course dry shampoo is something I know I'm going to be using a lot of this summer because it's the summer, it's hot. Where I live is hot. It was very hot today here in the Midwest. It's like, it's 84 right now. The humidity is like, is intense right now. It was very hot today, you know, in the middle of the day in Ohio, so it was good, but hot. So therefore, you know, you sweat more, you produce more oil and stuff like that. Quinn asks, so dry shampoo only absorbs the oil but doesn't really clean the hair, right? That is correct, Quinn. It does not really clean the hair. It is not shampoo. It doesn't actually clean the hair. Though I have used some shampoos that claim they actually clean your hair, and I'm like, how is that physically possible? I don't think that's not a technology that we have yet as far as I know. So it basically just absorbs the oil. It doesn't make your hair not dirty. If your hair is dirty, it's not going to take the dirt out. But it does do a lot. So Adeline asks, where did spring go? I wish I knew. I miss spring. It happens like for 23 hours in the Midwest these days. Anyway, so I would like to talk a little bit about how I use this, and I'll demonstrate it for you, and I have a little hack. So I used this for the first time last night, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the scent, and I loved the results. It really made my hair look very refreshed, not weighed down at all. It gave a lot of like body to my hair, and that's really important for me because, like I said, I only wash my hair a couple of times a week, just because my hair is very, very, very colorful, and I have to preserve my silverness all the time. So I was thinking, so the application directions here on the back of the jar say to sprinkle some dry shampoo onto your palms, massage onto roots, comb out of hair if desired, repeat as needed. And I'm sure I could do that, but I was kind of thinking, like, is there something more I could do if I didn't really want to put it on my hands, or if I want to do something a bit different? Foon, that is absolutely correct. Foon says, spring is disappearing along with autumn because of environmental damage, greenhouse effect. That is very true. Spring is disappearing because of climate change. That is absolutely the truth. And it makes me incredibly sad as well. So the thing we want to do then is to stop using bottles like this, because they put CFCs and shit into the air. Pardon my language. And we want to start using stuff like this with a nice recyclable little jar. So, all right. So here's my hack for using this. So when you do dry shampoo, basically what you do is you want to put it on your roots, because your roots are where the oil collects on your scalp. You don't want to put it down here or anything like that, unless your hair kind of gets oily down there, but even then I wouldn't recommend. You want to put it on your roots, because that will, if it absorbs the oil, it'll lift it there. But the thing is, you also don't want to slap it right on top of the crown of your head, because it is a powder. So it'll, like, you know, turn the top of your head white because it's powder. It'll eventually absorb. But the best thing to do is to kind of lift up pieces of your hair kind of from underneath, like I'm doing right now, and then kind of apply it here, you know, and apply it there. And what I would usually do would be, you know, when I was using my spray shampoos, I would lift up a piece and I would just kind of spray and I'd spray and I'd spray, just until I kind of got around the crown of my head under the first layer of hair. But I was thinking, okay, that might be a little tricky now that I'm using stuff in a little jar that is loose. So I was thinking, well, what can I do? And I had a genius idea, because I'm a genius. And yeah, that's all I do, is sit around and think of things to make the world better. So what I've decided to try, and it worked really well, was to apply the dry shampoo to my scalp using this. And this is a makeup powder brush. It is fluffy. This one, I believe, is natural bristles, but you can use synthetic bristles, whatever you like, as long as it's sort of nice and fluffy, and, you know, it sort of bends nicely here, and you know, feels soft when you kind of brush the top of your head. And what I am doing, you guys are so cute. Thank you so much. I'm just being a goof, just for comedic effect. But anyway, this is just a makeup brush that I had on hand that was clean, that I don't use very much anymore. This is from, I think, a brand called Crown Brush, but you can do anything. Like, you can use any kind of makeup brush that's clean. Just recommend like a nice powder brush that's nice and fluffy at the top. Here's another brush that would probably also be fine. This is a Real Techniques blush brush, and you can find these at like Walmart and stuff for like, I don't know, like $6, or just like if you have one that you're not using, that you've been like reluctant to throw away or whatever, like, oh, I'm not the first. Valette did it. You know what? Valette is so smart though. So that is totally like a genius thing. Geniuses, you know, she must have like connected to me psychically. Adeline said that Valette Piper Bledsoe did a video a few years ago using a makeup brush for bamboo dry shampoo. So I wasn't the first one to think of this, but if anyone else would have thought of it, it's Valette. She is pretty smart, and she must have communicated that geniusness to me. So, all right, double geniuses, exactly. Okay, so let me just show you what I did last night to apply it, and what I'm going to do right now. So I've got some dry shampoo here just above the sifter, so it's kind of sitting in there. And I'm not going to apply it all at once, because I'm afraid I might just get too much on there. So I'm not going to like dip my brush in. So what I'm going to do is like pour a little into the lid, just a little bit. I've got like maybe like 1/8 of a teaspoon there, if that. And I'm going to take my brush, and I'm going to dip it into the cap and get the powder kind of like, just get it all over the brushes. This might be a little messy, but no big. So as you can see, the dry shampoo is there on the brush. And what I'm gonna do is lift up a piece of my hair and apply it just kind of like this, back and forth a little bit along the hairline here, just right where I pulled my hair back to expose the scalp. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just go back and forth, like just brush it in. As you can see, it's starting to get a little dust on there on my hair. And you drop your hair down and then you can't see it because it's kind of on the underneath. And I'm just gonna do that a couple more times. I think that probably the amount that you need just for like a regular application of this would probably be, depending on how much you feel like putting on, would be like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of this. You know, however much you feel comfortable with. And what's great about it is as you're putting it on your hair starts to smell fresh too. So if you're like worried that your hair has that not so fresh feeling, this will definitely clear that right up. So I'm gonna put a little more on this side of my head, just the same way. Just rub it there, right at the roots. Pull some on the back of my head and rub it down. Make sound effects if you want. Sometimes they help me in the morning. I'm gonna pull up my bangs because my bangs sometimes get a little of the oiliness. I'm gonna pull them back and just like dab a little bit on my hairline and really like brush it in. All right, so, and I think I've used about half a teaspoon, maybe a little less than that, but you just put as much in as you want, like really go hardcore, just really go Kandinsky on your head, like just really paint with powder, like have a moment for yourself where you're lost in your own genius, because this is about genius, and just really be very, you know, more beloved about it. And then, you know, your hair will look like this and you'll look like you really spend a lot of time in a dark studio in Soho. So now that you got that, what's left to do is to distribute the dry shampoo through your hair a little bit more. And you can just do that by putting your hands in your hair and just shaking your hair kind of like this, like you would shake it out if it was looking a little bit flat. So this is basically what I do. Just kind of put my hands in and shake it through, and that'll help to distribute the powder. That'll help to distribute the dry shampoo through your hair and kind of just get it to the very ends, you know, there. All right. So then let me see if I can get a little more light on myself so that you can see. The problem is I'm like blocking my ring light. But as you can see, my hair has a lot more body now, and it doesn't really have a white cast or anything because I put it on the underneath of my roots. And then you can just kind of brush it through as well to kind of distribute it all the way through. Thank you very much, everyone. I try very hard to be entertaining. I try to entertain myself most of the time. But yeah, okay. So that is the final result of using dry shampoo, and I think my hair looks pretty good. Yeah. Another tip for this, for using dry shampoo, for using the bamboo dry shampoo, I recommend putting it on not the morning that you're about to go out and go to work or do whatever you do. I recommend putting it on the night before. Yes, my hair is so shiny. Alan says my hair looks great, super shiny. So I recommend actually putting your dry shampoo on at night before you go to bed. And the reason for this is it will help, again, continually absorb the oil in your on your scalp. And by the time you wake up, any white residue that might be like hanging out on your head from applying the dry shampoo, if you maybe went a little ham with it, it'll be completely absorbed and you won't be able to see it. So you wake up with a nice head of hair. So Eileen asked, how do you find it compares with other dry shampoo you have used? Well, this one smells a lot less chemically, probably because it doesn't have chemicals in it. A lot of times dry shampoos are very, very chemically smelling, and that's because I know they come from this. I have tried a couple different brands. Batiste is still a good one, but it comes in this aerosol can, and that's not really great for the environment, and it's very chemically smelling. And I find that it's easy to overdo it with this because of the spray. Like, here, we'll just demo it. Like, you can really go crazy on this, and then you don't even know how much you sprayed on. Another dry shampoo that I used that I heard was supposedly the best one ever was the Living Proof dry shampoo. Everyone talks about how great that is. Everyone kind of in the YouTube beauty community and stuff. And I was not all that impressed with it. It didn't seem to do anything special. So this one, however, what I like about it is that it's not, you don't, I'm struggling with words right now. What I like about the Bamboo Dry Shampoo is, first of all, it smells really good. Second, it smells really good. It smells really fresh. Sometimes I worry that my hair doesn't smell great after a couple of days, of not washing it. But this has the exact same scent as the Bamboo Cleanser. It smells really good. I like having my hair feel really fresh with this. Because it's in the powder form, I feel like it's easier to control the amount that you put on your hair. There's less chance that you put too much on. So, and in the sifter, you can really sift out the amount. Yeah. So I like that about it. I also really like the effect that I get. I mean, it looks good. I feel like the white residue that you would get from something like this, that you would get from dry shampoo, is very minimal compared to the Batiste. So, and it's just fun to kind of, sit down for a few minutes and kind of play with your hair and, again, get Kandinsky with it. So I'll answer a few questions now. Debbie asks, did the smell stay for a day or two? It stayed around for, let's see, I put it on last night. I did not, see, I smelled it a little bit this morning, and I'm definitely smelling it now, but it's not heavy. Like, it doesn't smell like you dump perfume in your hair. It's just like if someone would get really close to your head, they would smell that your hair smells fresh and clean, and not like she really needs to take a shower, Yeah. Anyone have any other questions about it? I give this a big thumbs up. Thumbs up to Bamboo Dry Shampoo. Really, really like it. Excited about it. I will continue to use it because it's awesome. What are the pros of using dry shampoo versus wet shampoo? Is it better for colored hair? Well, here's the thing about that. Dry shampoo does not replace like actual shampoo at all. And you should not put dry shampoo on wet hair. Yeah, because then your hair will turn into like dough on top of your head. You want to do a thorough cleanse of your hair. I mean, you do want to use shampoo to get dirt out and just to refresh it overall. The dry shampoo is just an in-between thing to absorb oil. I don't really know that it should be called dry shampoo because it doesn't really shampoo anything. Maybe hair refresher is what it should be called. But it's great for giving you more body, giving a little bit more of a fresher scent, and just kind of making your hair look better in between shampoos. Yes, Catherine says, dry shampoo adds volume on any day your hair looks flat. That is exactly right. Especially if you have finer hair and stuff. The powder a little bit will kind of add a little bit of texture to your hair. So if your hair is really fine and you struggle to kind of do certain styles with it, I know that is an issue for some folks. Dry shampoo can help with that. Hank says, for the longest time I thought the powder will clog the hair follicles. I need to give dry shampoo a second chance. Yeah, and I would recommend, if you're worried about that, try the Sabbatical Beauty stuff, because it's all these natural ingredients that don't clog your pores. With the Batiste, we've got like Let's see, what is the first ingredient? Butane, isobutane, propane, rice starch, alcohol, perfume. Ugh, no. This is better. This is better. Yes. Madeline says, might use that while camping. Excellent use, because, you know, when you're not showering for a couple of days if you're camping, this will help keep your hair feeling fresh. And if you brought this camping, it would explode near the campfire because it's flammable. So yeah, I wouldn't do that. All right, so does anyone have any other questions that I could answer right now? I'll take a sip of my water. Propane, yeah, propane. Because it's, yeah, this is like highly flammable. It says extremely flammable there. Look at that. Never, vegan, never tested on animals. Well, still not great for the earth. Yeah, so don't spray the flammable shit in your head. Use this. All right, so it's week 2, and I believe what I am supposed to do now is to ask a question of the next reviewer. It's question week, Q&A week. So the next person I believe who's doing a Facebook Live is Cindy, I think, tomorrow. Or if it's not Cindy, I can just, I might have forgotten who's on the schedule, but I have a question to ask the next reviewer and anyone else from this crew who'd like to answer this question. It was Mother's Day yesterday, and I would like to know who is a special non-mother figure to you. Oh, Melissa. Okay, Marissa's going at 10 p.m. tonight. Cool. Okay. Well, then, Marissa, here's a question for you and a question for anyone else. We've all kind of honored moms this week because yesterday was Mother's Day. So I have a question. Who is a non-mother figure to you? And that's something that is important to me because I don't have children and I will not be having children. But I really believe that kids, teenagers, young adults need caring adults in their lives that aren't their parents or their family. So as a professor and a teacher, I feel like I kind of do the nurturing in that role a lot. There's emotional energy there, and I feel like I care for and mentor and I'm proud of and invest a lot emotionally in students that I work with, and I find it to be extremely gratifying. And so yesterday on Mother's Day, I wrote a Facebook post saying thank you to all of my students for allowing me to be your teacher mom, because that is really important to me and it means a lot. So I would like to know, anybody who wants to answer, I know Marissa's going to answer. Marissa says she's so ready to answer. Who is a non-mom maternal figure in your life that is special to you and why? So, all right. I'm going to go finish the rest of this chicken teriyaki and probably watch wrestling, representing tonight some more wrestling friends. Thank you, everybody who was with me on the live, and thank you to everyone who's watching this on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe to Sabbatical Beauty's YouTube channel so you can see more of quote-unquote the genius, Julie Alexander, and all the other geniuses at Sabbatical Beauty. And I will see you tomorrow with my routine review. All right. Everyone have a wonderful night. Everyone in the SB community, big hearts to you. And I will see you soon. Bye.